Hey everybody, Superfluous Jay here with another Factorio for beginners. And one piece of old business. I don't think I ever actually mentioned this in the playthrough here. The purpose of the game. The purpose of the game is to make a really big factory when it all comes down to it. However, there is another purpose to the game, and that is to launch a rocket into space. That's how you win the game. That's literally the only goal. All of this is superfluous to that. It's required though. You have to make these things in order to make a rocket, but you're really bootstrapping yourself from nothing to launching a rocket into space. That's one of the cool things about the game is you do really start with nothing and end up with a spaceship. So that's kind of cool. You can keep playing the game after that, but that's really where the game ends, is when you get to the rocket. So anyway, moving on. Let's make some science. And as we said before, science, red science takes copper plates and iron gear wheels. Now we're making iron gear wheels up here, and we're sending them off this way. And we could then pull them off the bus and bring them this way, but we're already bringing them out here. So we might as well make red science right here. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to take this out. I'm going to... Oh, I can't make any more grenades. That's sad. I knew I should have have made more grenades than I did, because I used them all up. I need like 4 more, which I think is 10. Is it 10 coal per? Yeah, so that's a ton of coal it needs. Let's just run up this line here and grab all this coal and all this copper ore. And then I'm going to make all the grenades I can. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Why not? And then copper ore, I'm just going to drop into these. Oops, I think I just was pulling it out. Nope, I'm good. Oh, I was pulling copper plates out. That's fine. I can have copper plates in my inventory. It'll let me make some lights. I got a whole bunch of things I want to do. Yeah, I also want to put lights everywhere, because as it gets dark, it gets dark. I think I'm going to do lights kind of every other thing like this. We'll put him here, and then maybe on the same one with him. Where did I put him now? I'm putting him here and here, spacing him out a little bit but not too much, and then here, and oh, there's a power pole there, so we'll put him here, and then we'll put one here and here. That's pretty well lit for the factory as it is. Okay, and I've got enough of these that we can make a bit of a dent in these trees over here. I love the sound effects of of the grenades. It's very satisfying. I don't really need to take those out. There we go. That's a bunch of trees taken out. Okay, and what we've got here is we've got a whole bunch of gears going off this way to feed these, and I'm just going to make 2 more. But these I'm going to send off this way. And this is really just for my own personal sanity, I guess is the right word for it. This lets me remember where I'm making gears and remember where I'm making red science. I'm making red science along with the gears, and I'm making it with gears and copper. So we're gonna split off a copper line like we did before, and we're just gonna do it right here. There's a transport belt in the way somewhere. So I'm just gonna, I held down shift. You can shift and paste. Oh, there's a transport belt right here, because it wanted to put the splitter there. If there's anything that the thing you're pasting can't, like, is already there, that's not part of the blueprint, it's going to give you that warning that that it's already there, and you at that point are going to have to decide, do I want to delete that thing that's already there? Like here, if I copy this, like I'm just going to copy this. If I try to paste this here, it says transport belt is in the way, because there's a transport belt in the way. If I hold down shift and paste, it's going to paste what it can, and anything it can't do, it's going to not paste, obviously. So you as the player get to decide, do I want is a transport belt worth this, or should I delete that transport belt first and paste it down? Usually I just paste it down and then deal with it. Okay, red science. We're going to red science this way, and we want to eventually make 1 science per second. And if you look here, red science has a 5-second crafting time. These factories, if you look to the right, they have a crafting speed of half. So in order to make 1 red science per second, when we're making them at 5 seconds per, we're going to need 10 of these factories to make our science. So we're going to run these things down, and I think I'm going to run them. Yeah, see, I'm gonna have a lot more green circuits, so I think I'm gonna run them this way, which means more grenades, which we love. And I am not averse to changing my mind on where I create science. I'm just clearing out like this whole area here. And any trees that are left over, I'll chop down manually. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we are going to lay down, as I said, 10 of these things. And we're going to lay them down kind of the same way we've been laying down other factories, or other assemblers, I should say. Oh, there's a tree here. Oh, here's another thing. If I copy, I can't paste because there's a tree in the way. If I hold down Shift and it's a natural thing, like a tree or a rock, it'll actually put the deconstruct order on there instead of not laying this thing down. So that's kind of a neat thing. So we got 4, there's 8, and we need 10 total. So I'm going to overwrite these 2 with this one, so that now we have 10, and it allowed me to paste because there was the thing that was already there. I didn't have to force it to, although I did for the tree, but I didn't have to for the assemblers. So we're going to lay our factories. We're going to lay our power poles. Here, notice I'm shift dragging, and it's plopping it down at the last place it could have when I drag over it. That's kind of a cool thing too. And we want to. I just shift right clicked the one, and then shift left clicked all the other ones. I copied the red science out of here and pasted it in the other one. So now I want to run these belts, and we don't really need a full belt of things. We can get away with, oops, if I do it correctly here, we can get away with half a belt of each one. So that's perfectly fine. This is already a little ugly because it's going to have to go. Oh, you know what? I can do it like this. Yeah, I planned it this way. We're going to run this belt all the way down here. And we're going to have an inserter putting into each one of these factories. And then an inserter coming out of each one of these factories. And a belt with a tree on it. And boom, as soon as we run our power poles out here. Oh, there's another thing. Notice I was click dragging. As soon as it got to this other network, it's not letting me put this down because it's like this already has an ability to put a power pole on. So I have to let go of the mouse button and click again to get another mouse button on there. That's an important thing. Okay, so now these guys, as we said, they take 5 seconds to make a thing. I can't reach it. These guys take 5 seconds to make one gear wheel. Actually, they take 10 because they work at half speed. But the crafting time is 5 seconds. And they need 1 iron gear wheel every 5 seconds. This guy makes 1 iron gear wheel every half second. And actually, it's worse than that because these guys can't put iron in here fast enough to run it. We need faster inserters. So actually, I'm going to make another blue inserter here, which I can't do. So I'm going to run down to where I'm making blue inserters and pick up a blue inserter. And I don't think I did not limit these boxes, which could be terrible. I think I'm going to actually limit this to 4 because we're going to use a lot of blue inserters. I'm going to limit this to 4 because we don't need any more of those guys ever. And I'm going to limit this guy to 2. So now these guys are going to shut down, and he's gonna do all the running. But I'm going to pick up all of the inserters that we took out of here, and I'm also going to pick up some inserters out of this guy and stuff them into here. And I think I'm also going to stuff some into here. I'm holding down Shift, and I click, and it just puts it in the machine, which is awesome. That way he makes less, which is never bad. And I had plenty of them in my inventory, so it wasn't a big deal. Yeah, so these guys here, in order to actually run at full speed, now we got the blue inserter, and now he always has 2 plates when this thing's done, so he can make a new gear right away. And then these guys are running a lot faster now. They're running at full speed. But anyway, so they make a gear every half second. So every second, they make 2 gears. So the 2 of these guys together every second are making 4 gears. So we got 4 gears coming down this belt every second. And these guys need 1 every 5 seconds. So these 2 machines can actually support 20 of these machines. I'm pretty sure I did that math right. So now that they're actually getting their blue inserters, stuffing them in correctly, they're fine. Now I'm also going to put blue inserters on some of these guys until I run out, which looks like all but 1 are going to have a blue inserter, which is a little annoying. But what are you going to do? I'll have to remember to go up and put a blue inserter on that guy when the time comes. That way, when we do start pulling gears off here faster, these guys are going to be able to keep up with that demand. And now we've got red science being made by the boatload, far more than we ever made before. And now we need to start making green science, which I cannot believe that with all this tree clearing I've done, I cannot get past these trees here. And I don't have any hand grenades, which I can't even make because I don't have any iron. But we need to make belts and inserters to make green science. Green science takes 1 transport belt and 1 inserter. So I don't really want to use the same machine that I'm using to make this, because then every time I grab all these belts out of here, it's going to stop production of green science, which would be bad. So I'm going to make a new machine that all it's going to do is make belts for itself, for science. And it's going to go boom and you. And it's going to put it in this box, because why not? Why not put it in the box? And then he's going to take out here, and we're going to put it in this belt to come out here, to come out, we'll say, here. And then we're going to do the same thing with these arms, only we're going to actually make these arms over here, because we need these blue inserters for the purple ones, which I actually never put down. Let's actually put the purple inserters down too. Filter inserters, I'm sorry. They take green circuits and the fast inserter. So we need these and these, and then we're gonna do the same thing here. We're pulling out on this side on each one, so we're gonna do that. And we really only need 2 of these. We're not gonna use a lot of filter inserters as the game goes on. At least not until we start doing trains and things like that. So we've got belts coming out of one side. Then we're going to need these arms, and like I said, inserters. And like I said, we're going to put them here. And these ones aren't going to go in the box. These ones are just going to go on their own, because I don't really have a good way to put them in a box, to mix them with this box. So this guy here needs to take out of that. But then we also need to pull in and pull in. So we can do that. And oh, it looks like I do need two power poles here to cover that whole line. So now he needs gears as well. So we need to put gears like that. So now he's going to stuff out here. And then we can take this guy and run him this way. I'm actually going to put this guy right here. And then notice he's always putting this on the right side of the belt. That's something the arms always do that. Like if this belt backs up, he's not going to start putting them on the left side of the belt. The inserters always put things on the right side of the belt. So now we have the ingredients for green science. And green science, if you look here, crafts in 6 seconds. So with these half machines, we're going to need 12 of them to make green science. So, let's actually. And we don't need as much room. As soon as we get the other belts that we can make here, so it's going to come out to about here is what making belts, and then the inserters we've only got like this many to make those. That's it for these guys. So we don't have the same problem we have up here where we're going to be making more circuits. So I can actually make these right here if I want to, and I think I'm going to. So what I want to do here is I probably need, I think, 3 more machines. It might be just 2, but we can definitely get away with putting the machines for green science right here. Yeah, it's a little bit tight, but I think we can get away with it. So we're going to put them. We're actually going to start all the way over here where these are. Why not? So we'll put our 4 down that we always do. And you know what? I'll make them full here. We need to put things into here. And then we need to take things out from here. It's a little bit tight because we're running here, but that's why you leave space in between places, because you never know how much space you're going to need. Although I know how much space I'm going to need. And I still didn't leave as much as I probably would have if I knew I was going to do it this way. I don't normally do science this way. Actually, normally I have dedicated machines for science, but I just wanted to do something different this time and give you a better reason to use a bus, to have everything on the bus going to places. So then all we need to do is power these guys like that, and then we can copy this and then paste it 1, 2 times. That's a total of 3. So if we try to copy this whole thing, you'll see down there are 12 assembler machines, which is the perfect number. So we are ready to go. We just have to chop down these trees, the ones with the X's on them, although the game is deciding to chop down the other trees as well, and maybe I should chop down the ones that are blocking my view. Then I'll run this belt down, and I'll run this belt down. I don't need to run it any farther than that because we're never making more green science than this. This is probably the total amount of green science I'm going to make all game, and with how slowly I'm researching things, this is probably more than I'll need ever. So yeah, that's just the way it is with the way it is with science. You can make a lot more. You can research a lot faster, and as you get better at the game, you will research a lot faster. But right now, I'm only researching things I'm talking about, so I have plenty of time to do that. So these guys are going to sit idle a lot of the time. Oops. There we go. And now he's making green science. And now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to run this red science all the way down to where we're making green science and get stuck on a tree. And a lot of trees. See, I wanted to be able to hand grenade all these trees, but you don't always get what you want. Sometimes you just might find you get what you need. And I'm out of belts. Not a big deal. I have them right here. I'm just going to take them off this belt as I run down here to my box to get more. There we go. And I've got tons of these inserters. I'm just going to throw them in these machines here just so I don't fill up my inventory with inserters. So then the red science here is going to run this way. The green science, I'm going to match it up with it. And there we go. And then these guys are going to go together. And I think this is where I'm going to start my actual science. So I'm going to run green science like that and then red science on it. So I've got a belt with them both on it. That's perfectly fine because you don't need more than half a belt of science until you start getting crazy with science. Like half a belt is plenty. So I'm going to run these guys this way. And then I am going to plan ahead. We're going to need 4 belts total of science things as we go, once we get to the final science. But really you only need 3. There are 7 sciences in the game. One of them comes from launching rockets, which as soon as we launch a rocket, we're done. So we don't really need that last belt. And the nice thing is here is we can put our science labs down, just like this. We can actually start them right here. There's no reason not to, and it's asking me again what I want to do. And I think what I want to do is I'm gonna research some things that I'm possibly not going to talk about, if there is anything. Actually, stronger explosives. Let's do that. The reason I want stronger explosives is if you get stronger explosives high enough, then one grenade will take out all the trees. And I think you just need one. I don't remember now, though. I'm also going to research these bullet damages that we researched before, just to get them done, so that I have something researching while I'm not talking about anything. All these other things, the tool belt that gives you more inventory, which is nice. The rest of these things I don't think we need to worry about too much. I think a good one to talk about next will be heavy armor. So I'm going to put that research at the end, and then the next thing after all this is I need to start setting up my oh, you know what we can do with the labs? The same thing we did with the other guys. With the factories, we can put a thing between them here, so that the belt or the power poles will reach. And I think I want fast inserters actually to put into these guys, at least the first ones. It really doesn't matter because science takes so long to generate, but I still want to do it. So let's grab a stack of 50 of these fast inserters, and then we'll put them in here, and then we're going to do that. And obviously we need power to these guys. And we can put it right like that. And now we've got red and green science, and we are researching stronger explosives. Now, different science things take different times. Like this one takes 30 seconds. This one takes 30 seconds. 30 seconds is very common. But some of them take 20, some of them take 15, some of them take a minute. But we can assume 30 seconds per science. That means we need 30 of these labs in order to actually get the benefit from what we did. I'm not going to make 30 labs. I'm going to make 4 more. And that's it. And I'm going to put them here, 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 and here. And I'm going to use yellow inserters to stuff science into them, so that now we're running twice as many as we were before. And these guys take science out of these guys. I already talked about that a bit. Yeah, I'm going to put these power poles here. I'm going to make more labs as time goes on, as I feel like I need them. But if I don't feel like I need them, I'm not going to bother. One last thing to mention here. Yeah, these guys aren't actually running. Actually, these guys are running. These guys aren't running because the belt's backed up, which is perfectly fine. But just like we did before, this guy runs in 6 seconds, and he needs a transport belt and an inserter. And we have 12 of these guys. So we need to make one oh, I'm not... That's funny. I don't have a power pole here. So this guy wasn't actually making anything, and he also doesn't have his stuff. There we go. So he's actually making things now. So we were taking all the transport belts out of here, which is probably a bad thing. Let's put some in so he's making them. And then this guy. There we go. Is he really? I guess yeah. We need blue inserters on these guys to get them out of there fast enough. They make fast enough that we need blue inserters. We probably need blue inserters on the inputs as well. There we go. Now we're making a lot more things, and we need a blue inserter here to take things out as well. So there you go. That'll use up a lot of our resources here, making belts and then putting them on this belt. But the thing is we need this because these guys make they each need a transport belt every 6 seconds, and there's 12 of them. Well, I should say they need one transport belt a second because they make things at half speed. We always have to remember that half speed thing. So we need to be making one transport belt a second. This guy makes a transport belt every half second, which is actually doubled, so that's 1 second. And then 2 of these guys together is going to be more than enough to keep this box full, and also keep these guys happy, and also keep these guys full up on science. Same thing with inserters. They make every half second, so the inserters that we're making in this machine here are enough to keep this thing going, as long as they're being made fast enough, which they obviously are because they are backed up. So we're good with that. So anyway, we've got science going. We are going to start making steel next episode, and then hopefully by then we'll have all this research backed up, and we'll be able to make stronger armor, and then all the other things that come out of steel, which is a lot of stuff. Oh, excuse me, a lot of stuff. So I hope you're looking forward to that. I'm definitely looking forward to doing it. I'm Superfluous Jay, and I will, as always, talk at you later.